Hello and welcome, friends. Greg, nice to see you in chat. Your favorite Sunday streamer. I'm honored. Absolutely honored. Allison, welcome in. Thank you for that sub. Appreciate you as always. Today is a bit of a, I don't know. Well, we're going to try a little low-key, simple stream today. Hey, Greg, thank you for that Prime sub. Appreciate you so much. So today we're going to try this out. Dr. Finn's book of solo strategy and word games. This, I have no idea what to expect other than I am holding this in my hands and it's strategy and word games for one player because that's what it says right here on the cover. I otherwise don't have any idea what to expect. We're just going to crack this open and see what we get. So that's that. Also, super unrelated to this, Greg, I think we should play Dream Crush on stream sometime. That was a blast. Greg and I, we play this game, Dream Crush, which is sort of like, it's a stupid game, honestly. It's more of like a framework to facilitate silliness, you know? And it's like the idea is you're trying to like, you know, figure out your crush. It's like a 90s dating game for 14-year-olds or something like that. A play on that anyway. And yeah, you're trying to guess. You figure out your own crush and guess who the fellow players, who their crushes are at the table. And it's just, it was really dumb and I had a blast. So I would be honored. There you go. Dream Crush was so funny. It was. Collect Angels, welcome back in. Nice to see you. All right, let's get into this. I don't know if we're gonna be able to see, or I might have to tweak the camera or something here. I don't really know. I did read the one sentence summary of this, which was that there's games that require up to 5 dice. So we got that. We got a little dice tower, got a pen, and that's it. So let's see what we get here. And maybe I need to adjust things a little bit. Steve Finn. Dr. Finn's games. I'm trying to think of another Steve Finn game. I have a bunch of Steve Finn games. Most of them are like lighter. God, I cannot think of a single one right now. But I do have a couple other ones that I like. Oh, here we go. They're even listed right here. Imagine reading. His 2 most favorite games are Biblios and Cities. Steve also designed many games with pencil first games, such as Herbaceous, which I quite like, the Whatnot Cabinet, which I didn't love, Floriferous, which was okay, Sunset Over Water, which I have not got to the table yet. So I apparently own like a ton of these games. Biblios was always historically like maybe not like a Grail game, but something adjacent to that. People were really stoked on Biblios, and I always thought it was like, it was okay. It wasn't ever my favorite. So I would say my experience with the Dr. Finn's games is they've been consistently good, but none of them are like my favorite, you know? So hopefully this will have something in here to change that up. We'll see. With this book, Steve is trying a new venture. If you find this book enjoyable, please take a minute to leave a review on Amazon. Okay. I didn't buy this on Amazon, but I can do that. How to use this book, right in the book. The book includes 8 different games with 8 identical copies. Okay, easy enough. Each game is played on one sheet, thus you can play each game 8 times as a solo player. Okay, you need up to 4 dice. Oh, I read 5. Look at that, we got an extra die even. Perfect. And a pencil or pen. We're gonna use a pen because we're not chicken. That's when it's just actually a Sudoku book. The dice is for what number you can put down. That would be so funny. If this like trolled me like that, I would laugh like forever, I think. Zakun, welcome in. A little late start for you, or is this a new time slot? It is a bit of a late start. So today is like by coincidence a late start. It's not for any like clever reason or anything like that. Rather, just that I got off to a late start today. I was doing a lot of family stuff with the kids this morning, which was deeply enjoyable. Always important to take care of your family. So a little bit of a later start. I am going to be modifying my streaming schedule over the coming weeks, but I don't know what that looks like yet. It will consistently involve Sunday streams and probably one other day a week, but I'm not sure exactly what yet, and it's going to be a week or two before we get there. I have been doing a bunch of weird like renovations in here, so way off. I'm in a garage, and off on the other side over there, I have an area that's going to be my new crafting space because I desperately have wanted to do more crafting content and make little pieces for board games and stuff like that for forever. And my space has always been dysfunctional. It's always been sort of a bit of an afterthought, hard to use. Like a good example of that is I have two 3D printers, both of which were on a shelf that was sort of like, it's like a garage shelving where it's like, you know, sort of maybe 10 inches or 12 inches lower than where you would normally have a work surface. So like to use it, I'm always like crouched down and there's a shelf right above it and it's like a pain in the ass. And, you know, anyways, those days are behind me very soon. I've done all of the hard work to prep my space over there and get all that set up. And I'm going to be doing some more crafting stuff. Looking forward to that a lot. Yeah, bring on the crafting. I'm not even a little bit surprised that you're interested in that, Allison. I'm actually going to be helping Jared out with a little project, Caffeinated Miniatures. Not mini related, but nonetheless, we're going to be doing some fun laser cutting stuff. Probably not on stream, but looking forward to that. And I'm going to hopefully con him into helping me learn to paint minis one of these days. It's got to happen eventually, so... All right, with that, let's get into this. So, book includes 8 different games, blah, 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 blah. I tried adjusting my camera to make this like a little less crispy white so that hopefully it would be a little bit more legible. I don't know if it actually helped or not, though. We got a required things. We don't care about multiplayer. Okay, we got a score chart here, including some like target scores. There, maybe that's a little bit easier. Now it's not so little more contrasty for us. I tried my first 3D printer yesterday. Oh, nice. Tell me about it. What did you 3D print? I have FDM. I have an FDM printer, like a Bamboo Labs P1S. And I have a resin printer, Mars Saturn Ultra. No, it's not a Saturn Ultra. An Elegoo Mars Ultra. 8K resin printer. Anyways, both have seen less use than I wish they had because it was a pain in the ass. And, you know, yeah, prior to that, I had an Ender 3, like everybody. I think everybody who got into 3D printing more than a year or two ago started with an Ender. And I had one, and like just using that thing was its own damn hobby because like you had to level the bed and like tweak all these things. And it's like spend 2 hours getting the settings just right, and you'll probably have a successful print. I'm glad to say that these days that's largely not a thing anymore. And now it's like wholly my responsibility that I haven't been doing any 3D printing. So, working on it. All right, so we got some goals here. What do we got? Word Wrap, My Perfect City, Leftover Letters, rather. The Little Flower Shop, Open for Business, Spell It Out, Crunch the Numbers, Pen Pals, and Cosmic Run. Okay, we're going to decide which game to play. I don't know how we're gonna actually okay, we'll roll one die, and if it's in the first like 1, 2, or 3, we'll play a game in the top half. 4, 5, or 6, we'll play one in the bottom. It's a 6, so we'll play one of these bottom 4 games, and we'll just roll until we get 1, 2, 3, or 4. Apparently this die only rolls 6s. I'm getting all those good rolls out of the way right now. All right, so we're going to play leftover letters. All right, let's give this a whirl. Word wrap. My perfect city, I think. Leftover letters. Here we are. All right. This game requires 2 dice, lasts 10 turns, and each turn is played in 3 phases: fill, forget, and find. Over the course of the game, you will fill the empty squares in the letter grid, forget some letters by crossing them out, and finally find words from the leftover letters. Okay, interesting. What even is this? Who even are you? It's true. It's true. It is true. Cosmic Beat. I don't even know where I am anymore. I think you missed the start of the stream. I just like grabbed this. I not sure what's in it. We're trying out a game. All right. Case Western Reserve has a Sears ThinkBox makerspace that's open to the public. Cool. So my wife and I checked it out. I printed some resources for Shackleton Base as a starter. They have older Ultimaker 2 Plus, about 20 of them. Oh my god. That's cool. Yeah, I have, so not that I've used it as much as I'd like. The hell is that? There's some weird linty something or other in my beard. So yeah, I've got the 2 3D printers, and then I have a 100-watt CO2 laser with like a 3x2 bed. So I can cut like pretty large stuff, but I haven't done anything with it in a hot minute. So we're gonna fix that. I'm looking forward to it. But that's cool. Our new library here in town just opened up like a month ago, and they have 2 crafting spaces, but I haven't had a chance to really check them out. Certainly not 20 3D printers though, like maybe 5, total, but we'll see. All right, so in this phase, you enter letters and their values into the 14 empty squares in the letter grid. To start, roll both dice and look at the chart at the top of the page. The combined value of the 2 dice will tell you which letter to enter into the grid. Enter that letter and its value into an empty square. Repeat this process until all empty squares in the grid are filled. Oh, is this like an example here? Or no? Am I dense? I thought I was filling this out. It sure looks like it's already filled out to me. Oh, these are the letters. I can only get 12, I can only get 2 through 12 on these dice. I was thinking that I could somehow get 26 combinations on 2 dice. That's not a thing, James. Okay. Okay, so in this phase, you enter letters and their values into the 14 different spaces in the letter grid. To start, roll both dice and look at the chart at the top of the page. The combined value of the 2 dice will tell you which letter to enter into the grid. Enter that letter and its value into any empty square in the grid. Okay, so I'm assuming, what have I got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So these are the spaces that I'm filling in. And I can every time I roll it, I can put it anywhere, but I have no idea the significance of that. So let's figure out what the hell else we got to do. So we fill it in. Fine, we fill in this grid. That was harder to get to than I thought. I'm sorry. Oh, this looks cool. Ah, Martina, look, it's a word game. This is a book of solo games. We picked one at random. We got leftover letters, a word game. Martina's favorite type of thing. It's Sudoku with words, and the dice is for what letter you use. Haha, I literally called it. You totally did. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Okay, so in this phase, you take 10 turns, crossing out 1 letter from the grid on each turn. Crossed out letters will not be available for use in phase 3. Roll both dice. The die furthest away from you is placed above the letter grid and determines which column you will use. Okay, so if I rolled that, a 3, we would use this column here. Okay. The die closest to you is placed on the left side and determines which row you will use. If both dice are equidistant... Okay, whatever. You may reroll one or both dice before using them up to 3 times total during the game. After you reroll, cross off one of the reroll numbers so you know how many you've used. Okay, so we, for instance, would have got a 3 and a 6 here, so this spot there. So we find the intersection and we choose one of the 4 letters surrounding it and cross it out. If all 4 letters have already been crossed out, then we reroll. Okay, so we fill in the whole grid with letters. We don't get to choose which letters, but we get to choose where they go. We then cross out 10 letters and we get a little bit of agency about which ones we cross out, you know? And then we're going to use the remaining letters in each row and column to make words. This sounds awful. Like, look at what's here already. Like, none of this, like, vaguely resembles words. EDSC and, sew. Hey, there we go. We could sew. Maybe we can knit. Oh, we could. N-I, or K-N-I-T. Anyways, for each row and column, make a word using any or all of the letters that have not been crossed off. You may rearrange the letters and you do not have to use all of them. Oh, God. Okay. Write the word into the squares next to the row below the column, then score the word by summing the values of each of its letters. For any letter inside a 2 times letter score. So this is like some weird like Sudoku with letters Scrabble like wombo combo that I have low confidence I'm going to do well at, but we will do our best. We will do our best. Okay, so the letter score, so we score like G's and H's and whatever score 3. Y, P, G, and H score 3. Everything else scores 1. Okay. Easy enough. After you finished all 3 phases and made up to 14 words, I feel like it's extremely possible that there's rows and columns where we cannot make a word, but maybe I'll surprise myself. Write your total score. Okay, let's check our target score at the start here. Anagrammer 200 plus, wordsmith 175 or higher, English teacher 150, MFA less than 150. Okay, so we're going for a score of 200, which means we get to score 14 words. We just have to average like 15 points per word. What could go wrong? All right. I suspect that this is going to require a second attempt in order to do well at. But let's start with our filling. So we're going to roll these. We're going to roll these dice. I'm going to try and just do it right here. So we got an 11. So we get to add a G anywhere we want. Oh my God. I have no idea. I don't feel like, I don't know if it's like, I think I'm generally pretty good at word games, and this isn't giving me immense, like clever, I could place this here and do amazingly vibes. We're going to drop this G. Oh, hey, Time Roller. Hey, James, I just put this on my Christmas list, like this week, recommend. Okay, so I am going to put the G right here. We're just starting this out, so we'll have to see how we feel about it in a few minutes here. So far, this seems like an interesting puzzle. Martina jumped in chat and said, oh my God, this looks cool. So that's a rarity. All right, we got an N. Okay, we're going to drop this in down here. I got ideas. We, of course, have to cross out a bunch of letters as well, so that's going to make things really spicy. We got an L. I am at least trying to get like a somewhat even distribution, because like we have L's in columns here and in several of the rows. And I don't think doubling up is going to be hyper useful. We're just gonna, I don't know. I'm gonna not think about this too hard, or else we'll be here staring at me or looking at me stare at a page for forever. So we're just gonna, oh, I just did exactly what I said I wasn't gonna do. Anyway, that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. A 3 is a P. Yeah, we're totally just, we're just dropping these in and hoping we're going to find a way to make it work. We're going to find a way. A rarity? Seems like a great gift for the gamer in your life. Well, yeah, I mean, this seems like totally, you know, it's definitely interesting. It's, we'll have to try out the other games. Like, this one's a word game, but it looks like there's a variety of things in here. Like, there are definitely some other word games, but also not word games. So a little bit of variety. So we're going to try out a couple of them and see where we end up. 6, E. Oh, vowels. We like vowels. I don't know where... Okay, I know what I want. I know the word I want to spell up here, and I can't actually do it because the letter that I would need isn't on this list. We're just going to throw that E in the corner and hope for the best. All right. We got another P. Exactly what I needed. When I looked at this, I was like, you know what's missing here? P. Oh my god. I'm doing that thing where I'm gonna think about it too much. Okay, we're just dropping it in. We're figuring it out later. Got to stick to the script here. We got an I. Surely we need an I down there. We got an N. This looks like a good N zone. A good place for that to live. Another I. Surely that's what where it needs to be. Another O. Okay, we're just getting like a million vowels, which like feels like it could be a real problem if we didn't get, but I'm not sure we need all of the same letters. Okay. Please not another P. A 10, an L. Okay. Okay, so we get what we get, and we don't get upset. This isn't looking promising to me so far. This isn't looking promising. I like the size of the book. Might be a go-to on long flights. Yeah, totally. Do you know what size lens you're using for this top-down shot? I do. I am. Oh, well, I can double check, but I'm using Sony 18 to 135, I think. So obviously that's rather broad, but it's definitely towards the wider end of things. However, I'm cheating because it's actually like this, and I'm zooming in digitally. Oh, I can't actually see what lens is on it right now. I think it's the 18 to 135, but it doesn't show me what. I can see that where I am in the zoom range, but it doesn't actually give me a value in the. I'm looking on my phone here in the little app, but it doesn't actually show me. A shame. Anyways, somewhere around 24 millimeters or so, I think. And my camera's maybe 6 feet up off the table. With the zoom, I can get like the whole table space, as well as like quite far in if I want. Looks great. Wow. Well, thank you. Don't you have to cross out some letters? Yes, it's that time. So now we're going to... So we did phase 1. Fill. We're going to do phase 2. Forget. So we got to roll these. Furthest vertically is the column. Closest to us is the... oh, that's stupid. What is this one hot pixel? What is this? what is this? It drives me bonkers. Maybe that's on my TV and not actually on the stream. I don't know. Anyways, we gotta roll. So if I rolled this, it would be 2 would be our column, 4 would be our row, this would be the spot, and we'd have to cross out one of the 4 letters around it. I'm not gonna overthink this either. We're gonna just put this together and we're gonna make words with what we get. So we got a 6 and a 4. So we gotta cross out. Oh, I desperately want to be intentional and good about this, and I don't know how, because oh my god, this feels like a lot to parse. This also feels like weirdly Christmassy music, which I don't understand. Okay, we're getting rid of this F. That's 1 letter. We got to get rid of 10. Oh god. Okay, column 3, row 6. So 1 down here. I'm really hoping we get some of these rows where we have like 6 P's and we just get rid of one of those. But I want to keep both of these. So I want to get rid of something up here. We'll get rid of the N. Oh god, I have to consider I'm only looking at rows because, you know, we read left to right, but I also have to make words from these columns. Oh no, it's a disaster. Boy. P-O-I, easy. Easy. Shit. Okay. 2 and 2. We're getting rid of one of these. Oh god. Everything about this is horrible. We're getting rid of the L. I don't know. That's 3. This feels so crushing. It is 10 that I have to get rid of, right? Repeat this until 10 letters are crossed out. Oh my god. Okay, so we got a 1 and a 2. This just continues to get worse. Whatever, we'll use that as our column. 5 and 1. I'm trying to be good about like what are viable words, but it's not like I figured out a word for every row and column, you know? So I'm trying to just quickly, oh, the slider cam is definitely not working. We don't want that. Or not turned on, rather. I didn't think it really worked for this game. Where were we at? 5 and 1. One of these letters. I want to keep these 2. This is like grout or something. Grout is speaking to me as the 5-letter word to have over there. Not that I get a good score for it or anything like that. I would need to have the G there. Maybe it's worth getting a short word. Whatever, that's for play 2, where we try to be intentional about this. We don't like the letter B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more. Oh my gosh, this is crippling. So 3 and 2. Oh my god, we're getting rid of one of these. We don't like the letter B. 4 and 3. We can't get anything on here. We can't have SN. I already don't know what we're gonna do. Nom. That's really feeling highly questionable. Noms. Okay. Well, we have an excess of P's. Surely we don't need that. I'm not sure that my just cross out letters and address the consequences later. I'm not sure that was a very viable strategy. It's looking thin and horrible, and we really probably need this I. Let's get rid of this S. Okay, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is our column 6 and 1. We'll get rid of this H. We're not going to use it anyway. And we got one more to get rid of. 5 and 5. I have no idea what's even happening down here. I haven't considered, but we haven't got rid of anything on this row. So that feels like a good target. Do we want to actually think about something clever, or do we just want to get rid of it and figure it out later? Let's keep the vowel, and we'll get rid of the T. That feels really stupid, but we're going to find a way to make it work. Oh my god, this goo. Okay, this is goo. That was so stressful. I wanted to sit here and stare at this and figure out where to like optimize every letter, and I think if I was just playing this not on stream, that's exactly what I would have done, you know? Tough, son, drop the M, no thinking. I was not reading chat because I did not have the bandwidth to attempt to do this and also talk to people. It was not happening. Could have made boink, but lost the N. Yeah, F was a blunder. Okay, listen. I don't like this. Fussper is one of my favorite words. Okay. Well, I said we were gonna get what we get and not get upset. We're gonna find a way to do it. Make it work. Okay. So, let's just work here. Let's try. So we're trying to get a score of 200. The only viable way to do that is to get some of these double letter scores on Y's, P's, G's, and H's. Everything else is worth 1. Okay? So G, H, Y, P. So here are only, like, if we want to get a higher scoring word, like we could do gift, for instance, right? And we would score 5, right? Or not 5, we would score 3 for the G. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'd score 7 for gift. We want to score on average, what did we say, 15? Shit. So we really want a G right there, which I don't think we're doing. What do we got? We got, oh my god, I still have the Halloween redeems enabled. Please don't abuse that. I don't need a jump scare. Listen, trombone, you missed the perfect opportunity. I was sweating, doing all those rolls. If I got hit by that jump scare, I probably would have died. Like that. Anyway, welcome in. What is my problem? All right. So gift is a viable maybe word up here, which would score a 7, but we really want to think of something. I don't know if there's any way we're getting that G second. We could do like, yeah, it has to be IG or EG, but there's not a lot. E-glift. E-gift. An e-gift is definitely a word, right? Would have died. It's true. It's true. Okay, this is, I had said I want to use grout, but it's the same thing. I don't actually want to do that. I want to use a G right here. If I had more letters, I could do like tiger or something like that. Or, you know, has chat been berating you today, or do I need to? I only just started stream, so they've been oddly supportive. I hesitate to say that, but it's true. Oh, hey, this M. Some of the letters on the board here have independent scoring because we couldn't place additional M's. So an M is worth 2. That sucks because it's over here in slot 5 and we only have 4 letters remaining on that row. So there's no way we're doing that. I'm putting noms and saying that that's a word, and I'm not even going to feel bad about it. Noms. Food. Noms. Eating. That I don't even care. What do I get for that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a big 5-pointer right there. That's a definite gray area. Is that a word? But that's okay. We could have a vent here. Can we do better than vent? I don't know. V right here is worth doing, even if the word's shorter. I'm not sure. Like we can almost get like navel or something, and I think my nose might be bleeding, so I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that, friends. It is winter in Canada, and I have a forced air heater. It's super fucking dry out here in my garage. And anyways, I get nosebleeds a lot. So thankfully that was exceptionally minor, no big deal. And I think we're back at it. As to, I feel, I'll say, I read chat again a little bit here. Cosmic Beat. The book is enough. That feels like a reflection on my performance, and that was hurtful. 'Tis the season. Yeah, it has been. There has been a bit of snow. How much help do I want, Allison? I will take any help I can get. I don't know. Okay, look, just down here we can do price. That's a 5-letter word. Can we do anything with this L that will get us a 6-letter word, or end with a C? That feels not likely. But we want to get those big points, right? That's our only opportunities. The P, end with the P or end with a C? I don't know. Is that achievable? Don't know. I think this is wood, right? WOULD, because that gets us our 3-pointer in this first slot. So that's actually 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so this is embarrassing. I basically cheated with noms. Okay, we're wanting to average out to 15 points, and this felt pretty promising and got us 11. So yikes. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. Okay, this is a warm-up game. Like I said, we got Price as a potential candidate here for this one. It would be great to get this C into there, but I can't think of a way. Peril we could do. That doesn't help us in any way whatsoever. It just doesn't use the C, which isn't helpful. We could almost do like precise or something, but we can't. So that's okay. And I haven't even begun to consider what we can do vertically here. Oh, it's rough. Oh my god, what is this? Koi? Can we do better than koi? K-O-I, koi. Voik. What was I thinking? What is this? I mean, I know I filled those out fast and I said we'll deal with it later, but how the hell are we going to deal with that? I say we because I want help, you know? Oh my god. Okay, what else have we got here? The dregs, D-R-E-G-G-S. What do we need? We need something good here, though. We want that G or C. What is there? An SC word we can do? We could... I'm not sure that there is. We'll come back. We're coming back to everything. Oh my god. What do we got here? Let's start. Let's just look. Let's change things up. We got tiled, T-I-L-E-D. I'm finding long words. I don't know if that's actually useful because we just want doubling is going to be worth, you know, an extra 2 letters worth of length, and length is generally not easy to do. So we kind of want to start with a D. We could do dent, D-E-N-T. That's not bad. What would dent get us? So that gets us 4, 5, 6, 7. Well below our 15-point average. If we did tiled, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's also a 7-point word. Damn it. Maybe crossing out these 3-point P's was a fundamental mistake. We can almost spell stupid here, which is how I feel right now. It is up to 14 words. Race? Oh, isn't... Yeah, okay. Can you use the letter twice? No. I can use the letter twice only if it appears in the row or column, right? I don't have to use all of them. But I can't double, like I can't make precise here and use 2 E's, right? If I hadn't crossed out the S, which I did. Okay, listen. This is goo or nothing, right? Like we know that this one's just a straight fail. Goo. There's only 3 letters left. They're G-O-O. We can do oog, ogo, or goo. So goo it is. That's worth 5 points. Also, I don't appreciate the vote of confidence of up to 14 words. We could fail and have fewer words. I don't like that. Okay, we want to lead with a W here. We can do won't or welt. I don't think it makes a difference either way. What else can we do? I mean, that's like decent. Doubling sounds nice, but we really want more than double. Or we want some long words here, right? Dent and tiled. I didn't think of anything better for how we could use this. We want to lead with the D. Don't think about that too much. For that double score. Or a longer word. So can we do something better than dent? It feels like yes. Dealt? No. There's no A. We can almost do like denial, but we're missing an A. Or denim. There's lots of almost words, you know? It's surprisingly, this is mean to me. I would just want to write stupid here because that's how I feel. Not really. Okay, we want a P. P is our highest scoring letter. So let's do this. We want F or P. We want D in the double box. F or P, right? What do we want in this row? We got a G, which is worth 3. So we want the G or C. In this one, it's V or K. Okay, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I'm writing them in V or K. Either way. Either one of these is acceptable, guys, with our I-O-V-K. Vico. Okay, this one we don't care about because we did it already. What's our valuable letter here? Man, we're seeing a lot of W's that we want to get to. So this one we had viable options, right? We had welt or won't to lead with that W. We want the P or maybe the M, but probably the P. M would be kind of okay, but less good. Over here, we're back to P again. P or C. Here, well, we already did it, so we don't care. We want a K in this one. This one is maybe achievable for some decent points. Maybe. We're going to come back and think about that later. We're not going to think about how we crossed out that T. It doesn't matter. We didn't like T anyway. This is definitely a V. Oh my god. Why did I make these choices? I know I didn't think about it, but they're still painful to experience now. Ugh, this one we want to be a G, and this one is an F. Okay. We literally score like maximum points here with like something like if. Oh, I guess this could also be a G. Denton? Tiva? Isn't Tiva like a brand? Come on. Apparently you're being racist? Yeah. Yeah. That's what the Automod thinks. Lump and gift. Okay, so gift was my thought as well here, but you know, what would gift be worth? We'd get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 points is probably pretty good. I mean, if scores us 7, right? Getting one of those like 3-pointers in the double category here is really nice. But I can't think of a way to do like gift we miss on either side, right? We can literally do if or something silly like that. It's the second category. Oh, don't do that, camera. It's the second letter, which is tricky when the only vowel we have is... Oh, I guess we got this E as well. Man, I don't know. It's weird. It's like I look at this and this isn't what I'm trying to achieve at all. It's not even possible. But like I look at these combinations of letters and I see guile. There's no U. I can't spell guile. But it really, my brain's like, you should write guile, James. That's what you should write. Okay, we gotta actually finish this up. So we're gonna run with gift for now. That's 9 points. We'll call this our warm-up game, and we'll try and do better next time. This could have been like through or rough or anything nice if I hadn't done that. What was I thinking? Couldn't have been through, but still. What do we got here? We want that G in this. We can just make it a rug. 1, 2, 8. Sad, but true. We really want that G in there, don't we? I have a million near word ideas. My brain is in crossword word puzzle mode rather than Wordle. Yes. Dock for the 5th one down. This one here. What? Oh, like down. Like no, now I'm just confused. Oh, hey, because I'm pointing at this one, which is actually 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It hurts my soul. I'm sorry you have to exist with me. I don't think we have a C here, do we? We do not. So we will not be using dock. Good try. Almost got that K in that spot. We can do like, oh, we need like folk. We need an F. We can almost polka, you know, but I'm getting too distracted. I don't know how to do this procedurally in a way that doesn't suck. Okay, let's go back up here. Our standout candidate is rug for 8 points. We are so far off of the bar. It's like it's sad. I crossed out all of the like high value letters. Why did I get rid of this H? That was such a stupid thing to do. You know what? I'm just doing it. Just putting rug in here, and we're scoring our 8 points. And we're gonna this is our warm-up game. We're gonna be happy. We're gonna do better next time. Okay. I feel like Tiva, that's like a brand or something, right? I really want to get that V here, and it has to be achievable in a way that is an actual word that I could use in a sentence. But I'm not sure that it is. Dope. Poked. Yeah, but we want to get the K into this spot, into the 4th one. Those are both extremely viable. But we really want the K right here. And the only way I can think of is like polka, but with no A. But that doesn't feel quite right. An F would have been really appreciated there. Okay. Why did I cross out the S? I made such bad choices. And it just, I mean, none of the choices were good, but it just hurts in hindsight. So what did we say? We said price was an opportunity, was one here. P-R-I-C-E. But we really want to get the C in there. Or the P. I mean, I could have had the P with crisp if I hadn't crossed out that S like a doofus. I hate everything about this. I really screwed this up. Poked. Yeah. Relic. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Okay. We like relic. That gets us the C in the double. Mind you, we don't then use the P, which is also worth 3 points. So what would price get us? It would get us 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relic would get us 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. So 10 or 10, same deal. We like relic better though, because it uses this more effectively. Let's drop relic in there. I don't think we're gonna do better than that. That was 10. We've only got goo down here in these columns, so those are looking pretty iffy. Yikes. And this one makes me mad because I want that V there somehow, because none of the other letters on that row are valuable, right? All right. Anyways, we'll come back to those, I guess. What do we got down here? Oh, what was I thinking? This is lame. Okay, we want a P in that spot. That seems achievable. I say that, and then like it could be something simple like map. Map gets us 6, 7, 8, 9 points, which is better than average. Can we do maple? We could do maple. M-A-P-L-E, maple. That seems pretty good. Ample, also good. Maple and ample, either one will do. I'm feeling rather Canadian, so we're gonna go with maple. So we got 2, 3, 9, 10, 11. That doesn't feel right. 2, 3. This one's worth 6, yeah. Okay, so 9, 10, 11. Okay, well, that's less exciting than I thought it was going to be. Somehow, that felt like it was going to be worth more. Honestly, 200. A score of 200. We have 14 words, right? If we scored 10 on each, which would be way better than we're doing, we'd only get 140, right? Like, you literally need 15 on every word. We haven't got 15 on a single one. Our best is maple and wood for 11 each. Damn. I mean, we could keep more letters that are scoring. That is a lesson learned for next time, but Jesus, we are far off. Hydrate. Okay, fine. Okay. All right, what do we got here? We got Lent. What do we want? We want, or went. Went, welt, won't. Let's get something longer than that. We can lead with this, this W. We could do like wellen, like a melon, but with a W at the start. God, I don't know. Can we do better than 4 letters on this column? Because there's lots of 4-letter combos that start with W, and they're all worth the same, because none of the other letters we have on this row are worth more than 1. So we can do won't, we can do welt, we can do went. Welton, but I don't know what that is. Towel. Oh my God. Okay, but we want to lead with the W, right? What would, okay? Because leading with the W gets us 6, 7, 8, 9. Towel gets us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's worth less. That's a good word. We need a second O for like woolen or something. Okay, I gotta disable that. That's just driving me bonkers. 1 second here. All right. I think no, that's the wrong one. Okay. There we go. Shouldn't switch to the slider cam, which is turned off. It's literally physically on the other side of the room. That will not be working. Oh no. I lost a nut. I lost one of my nuts. That's a problem. Nobody liked that. Where did it go? Cosmic Beat. Watch streak. Look at you. 3 stream streak. I think that's about how much streaming I've done. Ooh, that was weird. It like focused? It's a disaster. Oh, that's what it was. I wasn't looking. The camera was going crazy. It is a disaster. All right, we're gonna play with the pen instead of solving the puzzle. 'Cause that's more satisfying, you know? All right. What are we actually going to do here? This is a lost cause. If anyone can come up with a better word than koi, I will be amazed. K-O-I, koi. That's all I got. Yeah, I don't think we're doing very much there. You know what? I'm just going to put that in shame. I'm sure like there's some like Vic or Vok, I don't know, whatever. I'm just putting in koi out of shame. I deserve everything I get there. 4, 5, 6. I think welt or went is as good as it gets. Yeah, me too. Okay. We'll go with welt. My ego has a huge welt on it from my failure here today. So we got 6, 7, 8, 9. Because towel was a better word, but worth a little less. And we were sad. Okay, so we want either a G or a C in the second slot here. That seems achievable, though for vowels, we have an E. Cool? Oh my god, I made bad choices. Bad choices. We have 7 letters here. We owe it to ourselves to get a long word. If this wasn't a P, like I was like, oh, we could do fluster. I'm feeling rather flustered. F-L-U-S-T-P-R. Fluster. I hate it. The struggle is real, and I can't spell struggle here, but I can sure think about it. Oh, we're so close to like decent words here, but not close doesn't get us there, you know? I Need someone to save me. Allison, where are you? Dregs. I did say dregs. Slurp. Ooh, slurp is good. Dregs was my original suggestion, which is like a good word. Uses up our most of our higher valued things there, right? We really need like an A or something here, or even like we can almost like screed, you know, but not scred. Screg. The dregs, yeah. DREGS, not bad. Doesn't get us our cool doubling, but I don't know if we can do that. Like we're just really hard up on vowels, which entirely my fault, obviously. Love the music though. Gonna lurk. Not good enough in English to help. That's fair. It's fair. This is hard. I think I'm good at word games and I'm struggling real hard. Went with a nice relaxing playlist. Well, I don't know. It's been okay so far. What did you say? Turf? What you had? Turfs. Because that gets us R. We really want the stupid F or P in there. And we just don't have... We like almost have nice words or nice combos. But instead... whatever the hell this is. Ugh. This makes me so angry. Why did I make these choices? Okay, what do we got over here? We got tined. Or tiled. What we want to lead? We want to start with the D. Dined? D-I-N, dine. Oops, it's okay, it's a sound. Is it okay? It's a sound. That's the sound of me failing here. Yeah, because we could do like slurp, right? But ERPs gets us that lucrative P there. We're so close to good things. I don't know what it is about this grid. It's like really hard to look at this and figure it out. I'm finding I'm getting like distracted a lot, and you know, it's just, I don't know. Okay, we're gonna drop in vent over here for 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna finish this eventually. This was supposed to be our warm-up game, but I think I want to try one of the other games more. I don't know for this one. We were close to something amazing, but we didn't quite get there, I think. Down here, I think we're just gonna go with dregs. That was not terrible. So what do we get? We got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, G's worth more than that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I think we're averaging out to 9-ish points generally, which is far off the 15 that we need. This still feels So close to greatness. And this is what did I have? Dine or tiled. Tiled is the longest word. But we want it to start with, like, dine would get me 4, 5, 6, 7. Tiled would get me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same points either way. Or dent. Yeah, time to throw in some words and head to round 2. Yeah, exactly, right? Dent. Yeah, dent was also one of the ones that we had considered. We can almost have lentils, but we can't. We can have linted. I don't know if that's a word. Tinted, sure. Lint. Linted? I don't know. Minted, yes. Linted. I linted in my... I removed the lint from my sweater. I linted. I don't know. Okay. What was our best here? We had, like, slurp. That one's fun and not cheaty. Let's just put slurp in. Whatever. Let's just do it. We're slurping. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dentin is the stuff teeth are made of. Okay, I thought that... Oh, wait. But we don't have 2 ends. We only have 1. All right, let's just go for dent. Let's just drop in 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll retreat in shame. This is where, like, things went bad. I don't know what I was thinking. We have, like, 7 letters in these 2 columns, and combined there's 3 O's and 2 I's. Like, that was just a horrible, like, that was not the move. Oh, shit! We could have re-rolled, too. Oh, which I completely forgot about entirely. So this is when we're crossing them out, right? We get 3 re-rolls where we're like, oh, I don't want to remove a letter there. I don't know that I was going really fast. I don't know that we could have used that more effectively anyway. But what's this going to be? I regret getting rid of this T. And I really want to get a K right there, but I can't think of how to do it. If we had an extra O or an extra E, we could do leak or look, right? We can do poke or, you know, something like that. Goo killed us. Loic. Pole. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're so close to having something like excellent here, and instead we don't. Right? Or not that I know. Like I said, like polka. Polk. Okay, so are any of these... D is also worth extra points. Is worth 2. P is also worth more, right? So if we can't get K, we could do P or something, or D there, right? If we can use those words, that would be great. Cold. K-O-L-D. Cold. Damn it. I hate this. Poked uses all of those letters, right? P-O-K-E-D. You poked me, and I miss this, and I just get the double for the E, which sucks, but I at least use all my high value letters. So I'd get 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It would still be our highest scoring word. So that's a decent candidate, right? Is there anything we can do to use them all up? Oh, I just wish that wasn't a K and was something cooler. All right, we're just going to go with poked. We're going on to round 2. It's still our highest value thing. We get 12 for that. Okay, so what do we get total? We get 7, 15, 26, 32, 37, 45, or 46 rather, sorry. 57 from this. And up here we get 17, 22, 29, 41, 52, 62. So we get a total of 119, which is not enough to get us anywhere on our score sheet, right? We got 119, which we missed the 150 point threshold for not just totally sucking. Damn. That was hard. It was really easy. I like word games, but there was something about this one that felt really difficult to like sort of concentrate and parse. Maybe it's the fact that it's both, you know, like I went quickly when I was removing the letters because it was really hard to consider the column, like the opportunity cost of this letter and how it impacts both the row and column that it's in was really hard to parse in any reasonable amount of time, you know? So I think you have to plan a lot in advance. Yeah, agreed. I think also, generally speaking, I crossed out a lot of high value. Like we rolled quite a few P's and I added those in here, and I crossed out quite a few of those higher value letters, which, you know, might have been a mistake. Like a very practical way, like whatever. The fact that it's either you're just getting 1 point or 3 generally, those higher valued letters, we can usually sneak 1 or 2 of them in there. And then that, like, noms. I can't believe I went with that. I like that. That's such a, we could have went with mons. Whatever. Anyways, we're gonna, so the question is, do we want to try this again and know that this is our bar and we goo, our bar is goo, and we scored 119. Do we want to try again, or do we want to try one of the other games? That's the real question, because there are other word games. Word Rap, Spell It Out. There's number games. Cosmic Run, I have no idea what that even is. What do we think here? Let's try a different game. We can always come back to leftover letters now that we've tried it once. I don't think warm up is actually a fair way to describe what we want there. So, let's just roll a die. We'll skip crunch the numbers. We'll just skip that for now. There's 6 games other than that one left that we haven't tried yet. So let's just try this out. 3, Word Rap. Well, I guess it's a word game, isn't it? I feel so lucky. I wasn't definitely trying to get away from word games. Okay. The game requires 1 die and lasts 8 turns. Boom. You will roll the die and draw shapes around letters. Capture in the grid and use the captured letters to build words and score points. Okay. Each turn consists of 3 steps. Roll the die, capture letters, and construct words. Before the first turn, roll the die and circle the corresponding gray die outside of the grid. This is the starting space. Okay, so we are going to start right here. That is our starting space. I struggled to circle it. Okay, so first, roll the die and find the matching shape at the top of the sheet. You will use this shape to capture 4 letters from the grid in step 2. If you roll a 6, choose any of the 5 shapes. Okay, so let's just imagine we did that. So for our first turn, we'll be using this shape, this Tetrisy L. All right. On turn 1, you must draw the shape so that it captures the letter directly adjacent to your starting space and 3 others. All future shapes must be drawn adjacent to the shape from the previous turn. Okay. Shapes may not overlap in any way. If it is not possible to place the next shape adjacent to a previous one, you may place it next to any one. Okay. So we're going to use that L to circle, to enclose, like we could get FLAK, for instance, or FLIR. Why are we starting on an F? FLAN. 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 I don't know how to say that. I always feel self-conscious about it. Okay. Construct words. After capturing the 4 letters, you must enter them and their point values into any blank squares at the bottom of the sheet. Note that some squares have point multipliers. In each set of squares, you're trying to construct a legal word. You're trying to make 7 words, 2 3-letter words, 2 4-letter words, and a 5, 6, and 7. How the hell are we making a 7-letter word? Oh, we can use words multiple times? Even if you're unable to make a legal word in every set of squares, you still must enter every letter you capture. Oh, so we're just putting the letters down for later. We're not actually building words out of them. We could build them, right? But we could also just drop them in here. Okay, so that makes sense for why we're making 6, 7-letter words, but only capturing 4. Oh man, I'm gonna screw this up. I don't feel like this is... Tonight's not my night for word games. I don't know. After 8 turns, you will have captured 32 letters and filled all of the empty squares. You only score for legal words, which are words found in a dictionary. Okay, so we're not going to cheat and be weird about it. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. So we rolled a 3. We got to start with an L. And then we got to put these letters somewhere and make it work out later. Okay, how are we going to be clever about that? So let's not repeat our mistakes from the last game. Ooh, you're capturing letters in the whole grid. Nice. Yeah, so... Okay, let's try and actively capture letters that are valuable, but we don't want to, like, ruin ourselves here. I think we should capture this square, these... FLKA, these ones, and we should just use this L and K to make milk, like to put milk. No, we want a K and a 5. Why don't we put it times 3 multiplier is the highest multiplier on the board. K is the highest value single letter at 5, so that would be really good. We could make this like a kiln, right? KILN. So let's just do this. Warm-up game. So we can drop these in anywhere. We don't have to make a letter with these 4 particular words, but we have to put them all down here. So we can put the K here, right, which is going to be worth 5. And we can put the L here, because we're going to make this into a kiln. We're going to do it. And then we need to put an F and an A somewhere. F is worth 4, so that would be a great thing to put in one of the spots that's worth points. Do we want to make a 6-letter word starting with F? Oh my god, my brain hurts already. Yeah, I know, right? Like the options are significant here. Okay, we're gonna just... Oh, X is actually worth more. I didn't see that. There's an X worth 7 in the center. But we're not leading with X here. So Let's just not worry about that. We're gonna make it, this is gonna be an axe, right? We're gonna make A-X-E. So we'll put our A here, because we can get that X on our next turn probably. And that just means we have to decide where to put this F. We used our A, our L, and our K. Where the hell do we want an F to go? Do we want to put F here and make a 6-letter word beginning with F? I don't know if that seems feasts or something. Like, I mean, we have to use the letters we get, so that feels ambitious. I don't know where to put the F. Let's put it here at the end. We could do like turf or surf. We are kind of beholden to getting U and R. Figure. Ooh, figure would be a good word. But then I don't know. Then we have to actually. You know what? Let's live dangerously. Let's put the F here, and we'll figure that out later. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so we used our 4. So we got to roll for our shape. We got the same shape again. So we can do another L. It has to be adjacent to this. I'm assuming that means orthogonally adjacent, right? And we know we want to have an axe. So we want to capture this eventually. But I don't know if we want to go capture that immediately or if that's bad. So what do we know? We want a kiln. Oh, we can get most of the letters for kiln like right here. We could just hook around. Here, let's just do that. We'll get that X eventually. We'll do this. It's Tetris. We want to be like efficient here, right? Because that means we can get our N and our I for kiln. So this is our K is going to be worth 15, 16, 17, 18 points up here. Let's see what our target was for this game. You cooked 115. Listen, that feels achievable. We just got 18. We only have 8 letters. Or 8 words, rather. 7 words. I can't count. So, to get 115, I guess, if we're scoring 20 per word, which we're not, that's 140, right? Okay. 15 per word is a little not quite enough. We could do that. We could do that. Okay. So what did I use? I used the I. So we've done this one. And I've used the I and the N. We have to put an L and a P somewhere. We know that this is an X. I have no idea what we're gonna do with where does the P go? You're a milker for sure? Get out of here. I don't know how we proactively place these letters now so that we don't just hate our lives later, right? Let's just, we're gonna keep it simple. We'll put this P in a spot where it's worth extra points, and we'll go for like lip or lap, right? Okay. Or lop. Any of those would do. Okay, we get the straight bar of destiny. So we could capture that X now. Maybe that's worth doing so we don't screw ourselves over later. It's an idea. We probably would want to stay vertical. We don't want to divide this and get stuck where we're only working on 1/2 of the space. This isn't looking too lucrative. I mean, this gets us a U for our figure and an O that we could use. Another L, I have no idea what to do with that. We could also just work our way up here and hope that we are going to find our way back this way later and just stay kind of efficient. We only get 8 turns. I don't know. we're going to need an E and an R. There's an R right here. There's quite a few E's. E's are vowels, unsurprisingly, like pretty abundant. I don't think we need to worry about that. The biggest constraint we have is this G, actually. But there's another one up here. Maybe starting with PL on the 7 letter. That has quite a few options. Welcome in. That would have been smart. Well, it's a little too late for that. It's true. I was not looking at chat. That would have been. We could have done planter or, you know, whatever, all kinds of things. That would have been clever, but instead, we're stuck here. Okay, so I guess the question is, do we want to just get this X out of the way now? Because we're gonna have an X. Do we want to get that out of the way now, or do we want to figure it out later? I think figure it out later is fine. Oh man, I don't know how to do this effectively without like messing ourselves up in the future. You know, it feels extremely difficult to not just do something now that's gonna like screw everything up. Like if we took this X, for instance, like we could take XTRV. That's like the like highest value, lowest promise of any possible selection. You know what I mean? Foyers, yeah. Foyer is my word. Listen, rant. I never feel more Canadian and less like an American than when I hear an American say foyer. I don't know. Oof. Vigor. Oh my god, you guys are coming up with all these crazy words. Okay, you know what? I need 1 second. I will be right back. All right. Such great words, he had to break for a moment. It's true. If we do CIGX, we cut off half the field, right? Yeah, because we always have to place adjacent to our previous one. So we'd either be working here or here, which would be probably bad, right? But we could like come up here and get like, we could take Clio or whatever the hell this is and work our way back down there, you know, later, right? That's definitely an option. Of course, the challenge is we don't know what our next shape is going to be, and that might limit us from getting what we want. So like, I think we want to try to set ourselves up so that we have some words where they're a little optional. Like we know we just decided this, we want this to be figure. It doesn't strictly have to be. We can still, it could be flirts. We can still, you know, pivot. Though at some point we're going to be stuck with it, you know? This could be lap or lop or lip, right? So we got some options. We wanted to use this X here just to double it up because that feels like high point value. But, you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm worried doing this just means that we can't get any, we're stuck at this part of the field, you know? I don't like that. Could be shooting ourselves in the foot because we can only set the next four. Yeah, exactly. We can always have to be adjacent to the most recently placed one. The thing is, like, if we just take these four, VRTX, what the hell do we do with this? The VRT, like, we could start a word or end a word with RT. We could put them, we could pivot and make this flirts. and we could just drop those in here. That's extremely low pivot potential. We also have to work on this 7-letter word at some point. So maybe it's worth making it, like, coming up with an idea about what we want this to be and working on that. VRT for 4-letter could be vert. Yeah, totally. The good news is we don't have to have, like, we can put the letters anywhere down here. So it's very open-ended. You know, we can break them up or not, right? We could use these towards spelling, like trove down here, maybe. There's no bonus here. We just get +5 for completing it with a word, right? TR blank VE, or, right? We could set that up. Trivial. Ooh. That is a bold. I mean, gosh, I think we just shoot for completing this word, not necessarily scoring maximal points for it, right? Trivial is actually, it's ambitious, but it has a lot of eyes, right? So if we capture a lot of those letters right now, we can almost complete that pretty soon. Listen, we're gonna go for that. We're gonna do this. We're gonna drop the X in here, okay? And then we're gonna just start on trivial and find a way to make that. Wait, trivial isn't. Why did I get confused there for a second? Why did that feel like a 6-letter word? I don't know. Anyways, second guess myself for a second there. I don't know what that was about. Anyways, okay. These are all 1, 1, 4. We need I, A, L. Super doable. X is 8. Or no, not 8, 7. My mistake. So we just need an E up there for axe. All right. What do we got? We got a 3. We got another L. Okay. So we got some choices to make here. We could try and just take this. That gets us the E for axe. It gets us an L for trivial. And we could put K and W down here to later spell no, if we want to just, like, be bold. And that's going to be worth a ton of points if we don't screw it up, right? We would need an N and an O, though. I don't know. All of this feels doable, but what's going to happen is we're going to have, like, 10 of these half-completed words, and we're going to get, like, you know, GKTN or something, and just be positively screwed. Like, I can feel it, you know? EKLI. Like here. EKLI. Okay, we can do that. What would we assign our EKLI to? Yep, we already dropped that V in. Yeah, I think you need to stay as open as you can with the words. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Like the no thing feels greedy and stupid. So EKLI. What would we do with that? This is for trivial. We need eyes. What would we do with the K? I'm not sure. We don't have a good place to put that right now. And if this is still open-ended, it just starts with an F, but we had said figure was kind of our dream word down here, you know? K for, I don't know. Get out of here, you bastard. That doesn't help. The K is the hard part, right? Okay, what are 4-letter words that end with K other than fork? Are there, like, what can we do with that K? It's valuable. It's 5 points. It would be great in this slot. I don't want to be stuck having to write fork. Lark. Talk. Okay, easy. So we're gonna take the the EKLI, right? And we're going to drop this K in here. Worth 5 points. We did all those. The L and the I we'll put in our trivial here. Is there any opportunity for us to pivot into something else? No, right? Like, we're just stuck. Okay. And then the E lets us get our axe so that we can complete this word at least. So we get 1, 2, and 14. So we get 16 points for axe. So that's pretty big. What was this P worth? 3. I really screwed that up. Okay. This looks promising so far. We're living some kind of dream. Okay, we got another straight bar one. We've done half of our turns. I don't think this is the shape that we want. But that's okay. This might give us, if we do want to commit to figure, which feels ambitious, we could get the I and the G here. We could take like S-H-I-G, right? And have fig. What would we do with the S and the H? We could lead with them down here for that or end with them. Ooh, I don't know. This is suddenly getting very restrictive very fast, and I hate everything about that. And we have to place this adjacent to this thing that we just did. So we're either putting it over here or up here somehow, or, you know, right here. There is no U nearby up there to complete figure. It's true, but we are going to have to like trend down this way, right? We can pick up a G and an E and come down for this U. I mean, that's assuming we get like shapes like this one, which we don't know. I feel like that's standing out as an iffy choice. Okay, so I think the most viable thing here is we take GHIS. Or that's if we want to do figure, which feels ambitious. Maybe not. Just, what the hell are we going to do? We need to have, it's weird. We need to like keep this open-ended, but also have some sort of goal in mind. You know, and that's tough to do. I really don't like this shape. This sucks. Jerk. That's what that is. There are only 2 U's in the whole board. It's true. And they're both like way down here. Far away from where we are. Okay, so we got to take something up here. This is not promising because it potentially screws up our next move. I mean, or it liberates us. Like, that's an interesting thing about Kingdom Builder as a game. You're really limited in that game because of adjacency, and what you actually want to do is abuse adjacency by not being able to place adjacent to where you are, because then you can kind of continuously break the rules. If we put in here, as long as we didn't roll this one again, which we might, we'd be able to place kind of anywhere. So that might be an idea. High risk, high reward. What the hell are we going to do with these letters? I didn't think about that part yet. Or we take some of these. That I would be decent to get. Everything else sucks. Like, I HNDL. I don't want anything to do with that personally. Some vowels would be swell. Placing along here is also going to just generally be a bad time, I think. So, okay, what do we need? We know that this is trivial. It has to be trivial. We need an I and an A. I's and A's are quite plentiful down here, so I don't think we need to, you know, shoot ourselves in the foot to get this I. What happens if we can't put a form down? Then you get to go adjacent to anything, right? Mostly frees us. Those letters could go in the F for foyer if we do that. Or I guess that was, you know, if we wanted this to be foyers, plural, right? You're right. We could just, you're totally right. So if we can't place any, right, it says when we're constructing, I think we can go anywhere if we can't place it, right? Must be drawn adjacent to the shape, blah, 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 blah. If it is not possible to place the next shape adjacent to the previously drawn one, you may place it next to any drawn shape from any prior turn. So I think you're right. We could do foyers, and we basically get that here. You're totally right. Let's do it. Let's double down on foyers, okay? Because we just drop this in kind of as is, and then we just need to pick up an S somewhere. And if we get stuck having to place here because we get then this bar again, then our S is right there. And any other option, we like live the dream. All right. So we cannot place this shape adjacent to our previous one because we can't fit it in here and we can't fit it here. So we can go adjacent to any previous shape. We can basically place anywhere on the board, which is in and of itself very liberating. We're out of this weird trap where we're going to get stuck with a Q or something like that, right? So, what means foyer? A foyer is like, you know, like an entranceway when you enter into, I always think like my house isn't nice enough to have a foyer because you enter in and like you're in this like nice big entrance, right? Or in American, foyer. Ugh. Okay, so we gotta do this L-shaped thing. We need an S, we need an I and an A, but those feel, we can pick those up pretty easily, I think. What else do we need? This could be like anything. This could be fork, this could be talk, this could be bulk. We got lots of options here. So that means we have lots of options in terms of where we go here with this one. This is lap, lop, something like that, you know, lip. So that's a lot of options as well. Do we just try and get this done so that we're not hard up on actually getting those and we ruin our longest word by like min-maxing ourselves into nothing? And can we even do that? Where could we need an I and an A? We could get them here, right? Using some combination of these, like either we get a G or we get an L that we don't really love. I don't know what we do with the D either. Always a important question, what to do with the D. So maybe this isn't the best spot for us to get the I and the A, but we don't want to screw this up, right? LADI would let us complete trivial, leaves us with D and K. How does it leave us with a D and a K? LADI. Lets us complete trivial, leaves us with an L and a D. Yeah. I don't know what to do with those letters. I mean, I feel like we're going to just have to, like, this is going to be very improvised, is the vibe that I'm getting. I think taking these feels like a good idea. We complete our longest word. We set ourselves up to move down here and get the S that we need for foyers. And we figure these out, right? Do we want a DG or a DL, I guess, is the question. Because we have to make this L shape, right? And we have to connect it here somehow. So to get these two, it's either GIDA or LADI. Well, I know a word that starts with D and ends with K. You know, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I don't think we want to listen. We could put the D here because it could be dock. We're gonna have to put those letters somewhere. But then what do we do with the L? The L would have to go in this word somehow. And we can probably, are we going to get there's a C right here, but everything else with it is horrendous. I feel like we're going to end up with not like incomplete words, you know? It's going to be hard to do. Where else can we get an I and an A? Is there anywhere we can do both of them now? We could do this, A-N-E-I. Get a bunch of vowels, right? That would let us get trivial, and we'd have an N and an E that we need to use somewhere. I don't know that that's better. We'd have to commit them down here somehow. I don't know that that's better. It's duck, of course. It's duck. Of course it's duck. Or alternatively, dock. Deck? It could be deck. It's very presumptuous that we get a shape that doesn't, like, screw us up here. Okay. So, I think we want the L more than the G, right? Like, in either case, we're going for this. The question is, do we want an extra G or an extra L? We want the L. No, we have the L for trivial. Never mind. So we don't need either of these letters, but we're taking one or the other. So which one do we want it to be? Because, yeah, this could be deck. This could be dock. Whatever. The C is right here. We can get CE for dock. We'll figure these other things out. So if we presume we're probably getting either a J, we better not get a J. We're getting like a U or an R or something in our other word, like coming up soon. Do we want to start something with a G or an L? I feel like an L is easier to slough off somewhere. L for talk, but we're gonna go for the deck, obviously, right? Okay, we're just gonna take the L, which I'm not gonna read into as being a loss here. Okay, and we're just gonna do this. We're committing that to deck, duck, dock, dick, something. Okay, the I and the A are what we need for trivial. L was also one. Okay, and then we have this extra L. So this word, we're finished. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Pretty big. And then we've got that extra L that has to end up in here somehow. Probably first. I don't know. It really depends on what our next shape is, which we don't have any way to know until we get there. So 2x word score. Oh my gosh. You're right. So that is 24. I don't know why I noted it that way by crossing it out, but good call. So our score is looking a lot more promising for this game than the previous one. Okay, so what do we do with this L? It's not going here, right? This is a deck or a dock. or a duck, but it is most definitely not a dilk. So it has to go in this letter, in this word somewhere. Where are we putting it? Just start dumping letters in the empty word. It's true, totally true. That's exactly what's going to happen. So, and it doesn't matter. This is just +5 if we get a word. So if we lead with an L, we can get like, I don't know, liked, loved, what? Okay, whatever. We're just doing this. We're putting it in there, and we're seeing where we go. All right. 4. Oh God, no. Okay. So we have to place adjacent to this. If we get the C and the E in order to make deck like we had planned, we also pick up an R and a Z. This was a 4. I feel like the Z right now in this word is suboptimal. But I mean, we could just slough it off and just know that we're going to fail this. And that sets us up to get foyers, which is worth +10, right? Can we mirror? Yeah, I mean, we can put this, I think, in any sort of orientation, mirrored, whatever, right? We could get GTRZ if we wanted. But it has to be adjacent to this one that we just placed. BQTM, for instance, the lucrative option up there. Laser. I don't think that quite works. Yeah. So it's deck, and this is a lost cause or something else clever. That doesn't involve that. This is not. If we go this way, we could do dark here, right? A and R. Dark. We'd get the S that we need for foyers. And then we just have the, you know, that extra Z that we don't need. That I don't think there's a way that we can use it here and actually get a word. We're just sort of committing to, we get these ones, we score well, and this is a lost cause. So that's an option. Yeah, like GTRZ, like this is like the worst shape. Everything about this sucks. Sounds like the best option to me. We could take RTSO. RTSO. You're right. You're right. We could do dork. And then we have a T and an S, right? Dork. And then a T and an S. I'm not sure. This could be. Are we going to end up. So, okay. If we did that. We have a T and an S. And then what do we need to still? We need an A. Oh, the S is for foyers, of course. So we have a T that we got to put in here. Which could be like lists or something. I think this word's not happening, right? But that lets us, both of those let us complete. I mean, a Z, we have no hope of completing anything, right? But dork, foyers, and a T that we put in here. I don't think we're finishing this word though. Next time, I guess we don't know the shape. S is for foyer. Why would we would only have the T left over? That's right. Okay, so let's do that. That's a good choice. That feels like the best choice, right? We do this, and we now this was what we always knew it was going to be, dork, and the S is for foyers, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, and 5 times 2, so that's 10 on its own. So this is 13 points for dork. Love it. And then foyers is actually worth a ton, right? So we get 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, 20 plus 10. This is 30 points on its own. Foyers. What a commitment. That was such a good idea, especially this move here, because I kind of had forgotten about the foyers suggestion, and we nailed it. So that was super worth. Okay, so we have this extra tea business. It's going in one of these two slots, I think. I think we're probably scoring nothing for this 5-letter word. I think we could like get lifts or lists or something if we magically get the exact letters we need. If we put it in slot 4, something went wrong. I think. Oh well, we don't have this. We need this. Lap, lip, lop. Right? Because we're gonna have 4 letters on our next pick. Okay, we're just gonna drop this in here and hope that it works out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 turns. Last turn we'll get the remaining 4 letters. This one's easy I keep forgetting that it exists. We got that shape again? Oh my god. Okay. Yay. Okay, so we need an A, or we need a vowel for like A, O, I, whatever, to finish this. We have to place adjacent to this. We could get the lucrative EUZP, you know, but we can get AUNL or ANRE. Like, we can almost make something that works, but I think this R, I don't know. Yeah, we're picking up, like, we can get, if we take ANRI here, we have lap, and then we have lint-er. Linter. Who doesn't know what a lentil is? Yeah, exactly. It's related to lentils. So unsurprisingly, I don't think there's actually a way. Maybe you guys see something, but I don't think we can, have a lulty, right? Also a viable option for sure. We can like almost make something that works, but not really. So let's do this one, unless somebody has an amazing suggestion of, what about this? UNEI. We could put lip. Lunty. Okay. Lups. It has to be something. We would get the Z in there, you know? It feels like almost worth staring at this, because like maybe this is achievable, but I feel like the actual answer is just probably no, right? All right. I'm going to just decide here. We're doing this rightly or wrongly, because I can't think of a way. I don't think we'll get all the words yet. So if we do this, we can drop the A in here for lap. And then we can have linter, because it's almost something. And we'll call this a wash. I think if it's not, we have to fill everything in. Only score for legal words. So linter, unfortunately, does not score us anything, irrespective of how much it's worth. That's a big nothing, but we will score lap. So P is what, a 3, I think? I messed that one up. P is 3. So this one's 6, 7, 8. And we can total this up. So we got 16, 24, 42, 55, 75, 79, 109 is our total score. Which, if we look back here, word wrap, 109. Oh no, we wanted to get 115. So if we had literally, like, if we had scored anything for this, we would have done it. But I couldn't figure out a way. Damn. Close. Okay, we did much better here. Honestly, this was a lot more straightforward. This other puzzle, the leftover letters, was hard. Like, this was a lot of bandwidth in terms of even just to look at the, the board that we were filling out. It's like a word search where there's nothing to find. like these are not, like, it doesn't feel very viable in terms of the letters. That one was a lot tougher. I enjoyed this one more, but it was, foyers really saved the day. That was a great suggestion. So hard to plan that last word since shape is random every time. Yeah, totally, right? I think we did a nice pivot with dork. This was definitely this worked out well, and the game winning move here was taking this for foyers, for sure. That was solid. So I don't know that we'd be able to replicate that every time where we're getting a significant amount of one of our longer words done. Also, committing to trivial, I think, was not a terrible idea, right? Keeping this open-ended with something you can actually make words when you don't know what shape you're going to use feels pretty hard. GG indeed. GG. All right. You're still lit. Well, there you go. Thank you. All right. So shall we try one more game? I think we could try one more game. And then that's probably it for tonight. So let's just we'll roll this. There's 6 that we haven't done yet. Maybe we'll get something that isn't a word game. My Perfect City, right? We'll skip word wrap. 1, 2, 3. My Perfect City. So that doesn't sound like a word game. All right, let's give that a whirl. Was it before or after word wrap? It was after. Okay. Here we go. All right, this game requires 1 die. It consists of turns in which you roll the die and place tiles to create a city. Oh, there's a how to play video, which we're not going to watch. Score points by fulfilling zoning requirements. This sounds like, what is it called? Why can't I think of it? It even looks like it. I'm so at a loss right now. Anyways, never mind. I won't say that because I can't remember what the heck the game is called. Anyways, placing tiles. To begin each turn, roll the die and choose one of the 3 corresponding and available tile options from the area matching that die number at the bottom of the game sheet. Okay, so we're going to roll and we're going to pick one of these things. Oh, they're quite differently shaped too, and have different compositions as well. Okay. Place a tile by drawing the icons from that tile into the city in the exact orientation shown on the tile. The question mark is wild, so you may draw anything. Okay? You may not turn, rotate, or flip the tiles without using one of the powers explained on the next page. The first tile you draw must be orthogonally adjacent to the outside wall. All future tiles must be placed so at least one of its icons is orthogonally adjacent to a previously drawn icon. Okay, not our last piece, any piece. Okay. The train, roll, and write game. Railroad Inc., that's not at all what I was thinking about. No, it's like a city building game that you pick, you put like these Tetris shaped pieces, and you have to like place cubes, but like the name just escapes me. It's gonna drive me bonkers. My City? I feel like that's it. Okay, I'm looking this up. It's just I'm gonna slowly go crazy over here. I think it's Peter McPherson is the designer. Tiny Towns is the game that I'm thinking of. Jesus, that was hard. Oh my god, why did I struggle so much with that? I don't even think Tiny Towns is that similar to this. It just reminded me of it because it's a grid. It's not at all the same. Why was I thinking of that? You don't draw icons. It's not similar. Okay, so it's not actually Tiny Towns that I was thinking of. It's another game that I played at a similar time to Tiny Towns, but isn't Tiny Towns. Oh my god, why is this hurting my brain so much? I feel like I'm just like stuck. I can think of like Welcome to and like other games of the like that ilk, and it is just driving me bonkers that I can like. You have a grid, you're placing pieces out. I think you select the same piece and everybody has to place it on their board like in the same idea as Railroad Inc. or something like that. What the hell is it? There's like mountains and plazas, and you need to have roads connected from the edge to score for your shopping centers and stuff. What the hell is it called? Why is it driving me so bonkers? Martina and I have played it a bunch. She's not in chat because she's abandoned me. Anyways, I will figure that out later. And in the meantime, after placing a tile, cross it out from the tile options. If you've crossed off all the tiles from a number and roll that number, you may use it as a wild and choose any remaining tile. Okay, so we just have to roll 3 every time forever, and we get to pick whatever one we want. Okay. First tile has to be adjacent to the outside. Everything else has to be adjacent to another tile. Okay, during the game, you have 3 powers you may use once each. Flip a tile vertically, flip it horizontally, so mirror it in the respective direction, or drop a square from a tile, but you cannot break it up. You may only use 1 power per turn. After using a power, you cross out its icon. Okay, so they are listed here. When you roll a die and the only available tile of that number cannot be placed without using a power, you must either use a power to place a tile of that number or use any available tile of another number. Okay, whatever. Game ends when no remaining tiles can fit on the board. So we want to be nice and efficient. You score points for fulfilling each city's zoning requirements. You lose points for empty lots. Write your total score in the total score space. So, government buildings score 3 points for each if they are surrounded on their 4 orthogonal, there's an R in there, orthogonal sides by one of each of the other 4 city features. Oh my god, why am I struggling to talk? Okay, so we need to have unique things around it. That's hard. Okay. Houses, pick 1 row and 1 column. Score 1 point for each house in that row and column. The house at the intersection only scores once. Okay, so we pick a spot and we want houses in rows or columns. Fine, easy, that's achievable. Banks. Score 2 points for each bank in a row or column, including at least one of each other city feature. Okay, so this is government buildings, but worse. It has to be across the row. We have to have at least one of every other thing. So 2 points if either the row or column that the bank is in does it. And 4 points if both the row and the column do it. Okay, apartments, these guys. Score 1 point for each apartment that is in an outermost space of the grid. So we want to build apartments around the edges, houses in rows and columns. Banks have to have every icon represented in their row and column. Government buildings need to have every icon surrounding them. And parks, these trees, we want to build in clumps because they score 0, 1, 3, or 6 points for being in a clump of 1, 2, 3, or 4 trees. Any empty lots lose us a point. Yikes. Remember, Shake That City is the game that I'm thinking of. It's the gimmicky one. I finally remembered it. Shake That City. So it's the gimmicky one where there's cubes that are in this thing that like you kind of like print out. It's got like a little contraption where you like slide this thing out and it leaves a grid of cubes kind of randomized that represent the different like types of buildings and whatever in the game. And very similarly to this, I think it's actually a 6x6 grid as well. Yeah, it totally is. And it's like, you know, you have shopping centers and they need to be connected by roads to the edge of the board and, you know, that sort of thing. You place tiles instead of drawing them, but it reminds me of this. I'd say just start drawing and see how she goes. Yeah, what could go wrong, Greg? That worked out for us last time. All right, let's roll and see what we get. We got a 1. So we're going to start with one of these. We're definitely not using up our wild anything piece. We have to be near the edge of the board. This piece sucks to start near the edge because our bank, we can't rotate it or whatever, and our bank, we need all the other buildings on like each of the sides. So if we put that at the bottom or something, I mean, we could put it up here. It just has to be next to the edge, I suppose. We want apartments around the edge. This piece is never going to magically have that apartment be better placed. There's always going to be a piece adjacent to it that's bad. So let's do it. Let's just drop this thing right in the corner here and hope for the best. So this is one of these guys. Oh my god, I messed that up badly. We got a tree down here. Oh my god, I hate this. I tried to do it the same. What the hell? What the hell just happened? Okay, we're never doing that again. I tried to like look at this while I drew it and make it the same, and it just looks like an inept, like a 3-year-old drawing for the first time made this tree. We can at least like fix this edge so it's slightly less embarrassing. And then our government building is down here. Oh my! If that, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. The corner or any edge. Could have been any edge, but we made our choice. We made our choice. It's beautiful. God damn. Oh, this is like the highlight of this stream for me. This tree embodies how I felt about that first game. Life is a struggle. God damn. Thank you for that follow, by the way. It was Widar. Appreciate it. Okay, so now we have to place adjacent to any like thing that we've already drawn, right, for the rest of the game now. So we're going to be placing in one of these 4 spots. And we're going to use this thing. That really sucks because our trees score for... I mean, we want the trees in clumps. I guess we could just put it here. We could put the tree here and the bank here, and then that would be okay. As long as, like, our trees, we could get more trees over here. And, oh, but we don't want to have another tree underneath our government building or we're going to score nothing. We could break out the powers early and just try to have a bunch of trees here. We also don't want trees at the edge. Everything about this tile sucks. Maybe I should have just chosen this other one. Whoops. Too late now. We could also just choose the one of anything and just be happy with that. We could continue our trees. What does this score again? How do these score? Oh, just on the edge. So either we're foregoing this tree ever getting us points, or we have to have another tree below it. We could just do the tree in the bank. The bank needs every other building in its row. So we would have trees and apartment buildings or whatever. We would need a house and a government building. We're never putting a government building in this row because it will score 0. Oh man, I suck at this game. Everything about this is horrible. There is no leftmost tree. Oh, like on any of the pieces? Oh god, you're right! Oh, I hate this. Oh, I don't like anything about this at all. Okay, you know what? This is a warm-up game. We're not going to overthink it. We're going to put our next tree here. We're going to commit to the bit. It's hideously ugly. Okay. And we're going to put our bank below it. And we're just going to figure that out later. That's a problem for future James. I missed it. Can you rotate the tiles? No, we can never rotate them. Once per game, we can like flip them vertically, flip them horizontally, or break off one piece, but not splitting the tiles up. Oh my god, what happened? This is worse than the first one. Okay, we're just not going to think about it too much. What's next? I rolled a 6. Okay, so we got a diverse array of options over here. None of which allow us to continue our trees out more, but we're okay with that because at least we're going to score a point, right? A point. Oh, that just sucks. So the government buildings need all the other 4 buildings around them. And there were 3 points, which is like a decent chunk of change. So they don't need another government building beside them, importantly, though. So this one's not particularly lucrative for us. Nor is this house. All of these are terrible. We could put the apartment tree thing, but that's like almost insultingly bad. If we flip it so we get a tree here, then we ruin our government building. We don't want apartments next. I think we just got to decide, what are we looking to do here? Are we scoring for apartment buildings that are well placed and clever and we feel good about our lives? Or are we scoring for having huge like tracts of land, you know? Or something else entirely. Go to a different edge. We can't do that. On the 3, there is a left tree. There's 1. Yeah, this one here. That could go here, right? Trees are worth 1, 2, 3, or 6 points. So we either want to commit and get... We really want to commit and get 6, right? We could also use our powers and we could flip this, or we could get rid of knock away the little apartment building and just put a tree here. Let's do that. You know what? We're not going to overthink it. We're going to use our power. we're going to get rid of this apartment building. And we're going to put our little tree here. And we're going to call that a day. And we're going to regret that later. I believe this is what we called a warm-up game. So 3, this lets us get our tree piece if we want. Everything else about that piece is horrifically bad. But it's the only way we can actually connect into this without doing some other modifier. So we should probably just take advantage of that now while it's open. The apartment building will be worth nothing, and this can be whatever we want it to be. What is our bank score for? Bank score for everything, every other type of building on their row. Okay. Not super helpful. Houses score for other houses along the way. So we want to pick a row and a column and just make them all houses, basically. We really want this piece to be just down here. Like, I can think of the maximally optimal place for each piece to go if we just could place them wherever we wanted, you know, and didn't have this stupid rolling restriction. It's got to be next to what you already drew. Yes, it does. We can't rotate them. It has to be next to some orthogonally adjacent. So up, down, left, right, next to something that we've already drawn. So we can start, like, it has to be in one of these 5 squares, basically, right? So I think we take the tree piece and we just do this. We get our 6 points for our trees and we live the dream, you know? We can do the house coin under the coin, starting a new row. Yeah, I thought that too, right? Like here, because we'll probably score for that bank. But then we have to find a way to jam a tree in here. It could be this one. I don't know. Let's do that. Let's... And then we want all houses all the time. Somewhere. I don't know. Because, yeah, the bank will score points. Let's just do it. Let's do it. We'll come back. We'll revisit that... this house doesn't have a door. We'll revisit that tree fiasco later. Okay. What's next? Another 3. Fabulous. That's what I wanted to roll, of course. So we could use our tree out here in space and just hate our lives. Which I'd really rather not. This is already worth nothing. So this is like a lost cause. We don't have to concern ourselves with this whatsoever. If we get an apartment building into this spot, then we're achieving our bank. It has to be in, well, but this spot would be better. We don't really want to place the government building. Like this government building one is great. Do we just put it here? Do we put it here? Like, this government building is almost complete and worth 3 points. We would just have to put a tree below it, which would then not help our existing tree thing because it'd be 5, which doesn't score us any extra points. God, I suck at this game. You know what we do? We take our 4 one and we flip it vertically so that we have another bank here, which isn't super useful, but that's okay. It would score points as long as we put an apartment at the bottom. So we'd have a bank here, we'd have our government building here with a house at the bottom and an apartment that's totally worthless, but who cares? We just had to drop a tree above it, which is our goal anyway. And then that completes our government building and it gets us our big forest of trees. Surely that is the move. We're just rapidly using up all of our powers. We're going to do this one. We're going to mirror it vertically. So this is the banking part of the city, the banking district. And there's a house down here, which does have a door this time. important feature. There's our government building, which just looks like a hill, like a fort of some kind. And there's our little apartment building. And we used up one of our powers just to flip that house from up here, ruining our green park, to down here where it's fine and can later score us big points. 6. Okay. I'm just gonna have like a bunch of busted stuff where I wasn't able to place anything. That feels like it's rapidly approaching. I think this just goes here. No? It could go up here instead. Government building, bank, apartment. That apartment is just worthless. I mean, it's worth something if I put it here, but apartments are only a point. Everything about this is terrible. Does each bank score the row and column separately? Oh, that is a great question. I assumed so. Banks score 2 points for each bank in a row or column. For each bank in a row or column, including at least one of each other city feature. So, yeah. But of course, now we have to have, like, we have the government building, we have an apartment building. The other things we need a house and we need a forest in order for both of these banks to score, and they do score separately. It's not the column that scores, it's the bank. So we need this to be a forest and a house, which we're not getting on any of these ones. That is for sure. I mean, we could just do this one. Oh, I want this bank to score, though. And if I put... There's 4 other types of every building. Or, that was a really weird way to say it. For each building, there's 4 other types. So, like our bank, if we put another bank here, we're not going to be able to score either of them for their row. So that would suck. That kind of precludes us hooking this little piece in there nicely. And we can't likewise put another bank up there. Okay, I'm not gonna think about it too much. We're dropping this in down here. Oh, this is the same problem. The bank can't score points. I'm gonna score like 5 points for this game. Oh my god, this is gonna be so bad. That's okay. That's okay. We're not gonna worry about it. We're just gonna do it and assume they'll all feel better later when it's over. Oh my god, another 3. I don't want to place a 3. Ugh. No. Okay. Well, I have to fit this piece somewhere. Our only remaining power is to flip it, which is like horizontally. So effectively the tree would move sides, which is not useful. And the only real places to put this are maybe like here. We can't place it down here. We can't put it here. I mean, we could just drop it in the middle for no good reason, but apartments, yeah, apartments. Oh man. Okay. Okay. We're just going to get this one over with. This can be anything. What do we want it to be? This government building is a total disaster. We could make it a tree, and then that gives us some hope for this tree, like connecting them and getting some points there. Let's do that. Or wait, is that a realistic outcome? We already need a tree here, which has to be this one. And we have to flip it. Or it has to be one of these. Whatever, we're going to do it anyway. We're going to do it anyway. My trees just continue to get worse, and I don't even care. Okay. This is just getting worse and worse as we go. 2, we got a whole new thing. So we can pick whatever we want now. Well, let's just pick this one and get this over with. Let's get this tree in here. Because then we got 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be worth 6 points. And this will score because it has each type of other building around it. We planned that one out and it worked okay. Oh yeah, we rolled a 4. That's a different one. That if we want to complete our lucrative other tree thing, this is our moment. We could flip it. I mean, or we could flip this one. Well, that could get us 2 trees, in fact. If we flip it, then we get 2 trees. We get another 6 points up here. A government building that's totally worthless, but you know what? Let's just do that. So we flipped it horizontally, so we get tree, a tree, and then a government building of relatively low value, and a house of also likewise relatively low value. But that's okay. We have no special powers anymore. We just have to make do with whatever we get. Okay, we rolled a 3, which means we can pick whatever we want. Because 3 is done. I think that's what it means. Let's double check. Yeah. Choose any remaining tile. Okay. So some of these are impossible to place. Like, we're just going to have a huge swath of, like, blank, empty nothingness, right? There's no way that we're getting anything other than that. If I want to score 3 points for this, I need a tree right there. I could do that. That's the only way I'm going to do it. And then empty spots are -1, so we don't want those. I'd be at least filling spots. I think this one down here is a good move. Oh, my pen. No, not like this. Not like this. How am I supposed to make shitty trees if my pen dies? Well, that I don't think I have another cartridge handy. All right. The quick and dirty option is a Sharpie. I don't think that's a good idea. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab another pen. All right, we are back with a pen that hopefully works. Miraculously, my trees look like they're drawn by a 6-year-old now instead of a 3-year-old. So that's an upgrade. Did we cross it off? Yes, we did. It was that guy. All right, what's next? When do we stop? Do we just keep going until we have either filled or when no remaining tiles can fit on the board? Okay, so we rolled a 6, which means we have to place this guy. Which, I mean, there's no reason why we wouldn't do it like this. Oh, this pen writes so not nicely compared to my other one. Okay. This singleton is going to be important, and we were going to wish we had more things like this. So we got to just roll nicely. Oh my god, I just like threw that away like across. Okay, so we got this 6. So I don't know, like, well, we could take this singleton and fill in, like, we can only ever put a singleton in there. It's the only piece that will fit. We can hope that we roll a 5, which we have yet to do so far this game, and put this piece in here. We're just jamming things where they fit at this point. We have to pick a row and a column for our houses, which is probably going to be... Oh, we have to pick a house and then score its row and column, actually. Shit. Not just whichever row and column we want. We want this bank to be a house, which it isn't going to be. Okay. We probably take a 1 and we put something here. Does it matter what it is? Apartments are going to get nothing. Government buildings going to get nothing. A house probably gets nothing, but we could pick this house and it would be worth 3 points instead of 2. A tree is actively bad because then we have a 9 tree forest instead of 2 4s. Yeah, okay. So we want this to be a house. And we cross off our wild thing. And we rolled a 4. Okay. So I think do we just get to place everything then? Like, when you roll a die and the only available tile of that number cannot be placed without using a power, you must either use a power to place a tile of that number or use an available tile of another number. Okay, but that, I think, presumes that we have... Like, because otherwise we just end up never having empty spots because we just freely fill them, basically, right? Because we rolled this, oh, this doesn't fit. But it would fit with a power, but I don't have it. That's sort of a weirdly written rule. When you roll a die and the only available tiles of that number cannot be placed without using a power, which is true, you must either use a power to place it or use any available tile of another number. But that seems cheesy. I guess if I rolled something and I couldn't place it at all, I mean, I can't place this. I don't have a power anyways. I think I just lose. Like, I think that the fairest way to interpret this is not that I can actually pick and choose and fill pieces. I think it's just that I need to place this thing and I can't do it, so it's over. That feels fairer, you know? It's a little bit of an odd way to do it, to write it. All right, I'm just going to interpret it that way. That way it feels less cheesy to me. The rules as written, I could place this using a power. It doesn't matter that that power is unavailable. And because I don't want to use... this one, rather. Because I choose not to use that power, I could pick any other tile, and I could pick this one. But that feels lame. So I'm just going to instead fail horrifically here and score everything. So... we're going to lose 5 points for our empty spots. Okay. Our government buildings. This one gets us nothing. This one gets us nothing. This one gets us 3, as does this one. So we're going to get 6 points for government buildings. Our banks need one of every other type of building in their column. I think all of our banks scored 0. No, like row or column. In all cases, we just scored nothing, right? Because we don't have enough buildings on this row to do it. On this one, we needed an apartment building, which we don't have. Oh my god. Like, we just... over here, we needed a forest, which we didn't have. We get 1 for the bank in row 2. Do we? This one? Or in row 2 for this one. Okay, yeah, because we got a house. You're right, we got a government building, apartment. Okay, so they're actually worth 2 points for each row and column each. So like maximum scoring, they're worth 4 each. We could have had 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, but instead we get 2. Placement was tough. Now, we did really like kind of double down on having a lot of green space. So we have a 4 tree and a 4 tree thing here. So that's 12 points for those, which is kind of huge. This one is only a single tree, which is worth 0. Houses, we have to pick a house and then we score for the number of houses in its row and column. which I think the best one is this one. It does not count it twice, so we would get 3. 1, 2, 3. I think that's the best we can do. Because like this one we would get 2. Yeah, we're not doing better than 3. Yikes. Dispatchinator here. My computer is being cranky. Just wanted to say I'm impressed with your drawing skills. I thought the only thing you could draw was a tent. Hey, I'm an exceptional tent artist, and these trees are really bad. Look, I have 3 young kids. Each and every one of them could draw these trees 1,000 times better than me. It's not my skill. Your trees are looking good. Get out of here. It's my mom. My mom came in here to flame me about my drawing skills. Okay, apartments are only worth points if they're around the edge. So we have 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we got 6, 8, 20, 23, 26 minus 5. We got a total score of 21, which feels really bad. Let's see what our... Okay, we got the lowest possible. We're not even on the board here. Right, we wanted to get at least 26 to be an architect. That would have been cool, or a city planner, or a mayor. But we got nowhere near any of those. Now, I mean, had I just simply interpreted the rules differently, we probably would have scored some points here, you know, and some additional points for that bank and whatever. But that didn't feel right. Overall, this was the least fun game of the bunch, I think, so of the 3 that I played. Right. So in totality here, we started with Leftover Letters. That was a extremely challenging word game. I think that involves probably a lot more planning than I gave it when on that first play. And even if I was planning it out, a tree is just several tents drawn on top of each other. You're so right. If I'd thought about it that way earlier, I think I could have done a lot better. Sadly, I did not. So yeah, Leftover Letters. That was this game, right? This one was hard. For those of you who weren't here, you basically complete this grid with letters at random from this bunch up here. And then you go through the grid and you cross out 10 of the available options, and then you make words using whatever's available horizontally and vertically. This was quite challenging to do. But it felt like there's definitely some planning and some skill here. The word wrap was easily a lot more casual friendly than Leftover Letters, where we're kind of placing these Tetris-y things successively, putting the letters we gain down here wherever we want. And, you know, we flubbed it and got linter, which is not a thing. But that aside, I think we managed to plan this out and do really well. And this was like fun because it was like a little risk reward. There's some planning, but it wasn't like analysis paralysis, which is how the other one felt for sure. And then My Perfect City, this fundamentally reminds me of Shake That City as an idea in terms of the scoring conditions for these individual things, the fact that it's on a 6x6 grid. The placement felt like restrictive, and like this was like interesting. My shitty tree drawing was the most fun part of this. Overall, this one felt like I'd play this again, but it didn't feel like super interesting. You know, it was okay. Maybe I just like word games more. I don't know. But there's 5 other games in this book that we didn't try yet, right? Dr. Finn's Book of Solo Strategy and Word Games. This felt like, it was mentioned in chat previously. This felt like a great sort of like Christmas gift for somebody who enjoys this type of thing. This feels like very much in keeping with the other Dr. Finn games that I've played, where this is like this is a good game. I enjoyed this, or a good collection of games. But none of them were like remarkable. I mean, I don't know that I would expect the best game I've ever played to exist in a collection of games in a book. But yeah, overall, that this was a nice way to spend the day. This was like a super easy, casual stream. The setup involved grabbing this book and reading it as we went. I had a fun time with it. I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up taking this game or this book inside the house, and I bet you Martina is going to end up playing through a bunch of these. I'm certain, in fact, if I just gently set this on, say, her pillow and leave it there and just say no more, that I will end up with a very filled book full of games. Yeah, exactly. So overall, this was good. I liked this a lot. I also like this. There's something about this that feels like appreciable because it's simple. Like this is like whatever. I remember long trips in the car and you had like a word search or some other simple kind of printed book that you were gonna like fill out as a pastime kind of. This feels like maybe a slightly matured version of that in terms of we can do more than just word searches now. It's not the 80s. But there's something like almost nostalgic about just a big book that's gonna be some games that you're gonna play and fill out. I liked this a lot. I had a lot of fun. So with that, I think we're gonna wrap up here, and I gotta go get something to eat. My tummy is grumbly, and it's time. This was a good stream. So on streaming, before we find somewhere to raid, I will say I've mentioned it a couple of times. My work schedule recently has changed. I have a little bit more time available in the next couple of weeks here. I'm gonna put that together into something that means I'll be streaming a little bit more often than just Sundays. I'm not sure exactly what that looks like yet, but I am excited that it means I will be seeing more of you guys. I don't want to get back to how it was before, where I was streaming like 4 or 5 days a week. That's probably too much. So I'm going to try and keep it simple. I don't know what that means yet. Not sure. But you will be seeing more of me is the kind of key message there. And I'm really looking forward to that. So hopefully by kind of early December, we'll have something figured out. I think I'm going to start playing games with my mom again. We were doing this series of streams, games with grandma, where my mom would come over and I'd teach her a 2-player game. We were working through the alphabet, but we only got about I think we were up to Hanabi. I think Hanabi was the last game we played. So we'd done that for 6 weeks or so, and then that got kind of fell apart for a bunch of logistical reasons. But mom here, that will be great. There you go. So yeah, hopefully I'll get back to that soon. This is I don't know, whatever. I got nothing more to say. Let's find a place to raid. Let's see if there's anybody else online in the board game space right now. Maybe not in English. Man, I hate the interface for this. Okay, you know what? There's a streamer here cooking a delicious stew. Earthborn Day 14 spoilers. I don't know what Earthborn is. Earthborn Rangers? Is that what that is? Maybe? I'm not sure. But they got no viewers right now, so we're gonna raid them. I have no idea. I'm not certain what they're playing. I think it's Earthborn Rangers, which is a game that Sarah and I had tried and really enjoyed. Definitely does have a little bit of spoilers, but I don't think that's witnessing it for an hour is gonna fundamentally ruin your ability to enjoy it or something like that. So we're going to raid over there. And on that note, I see people in his chat. I don't know. It said zero viewers. Whatever. We'll drop in. We'll try and make some friends. And always good to support other creators in the board game space. That always feels nice. Thank you so much for being here today. I had a ton of fun with this. I needed some help. I needed some mocking on my tree drawing. It all worked out. That was great. And like I said, you'll be seeing more of me, but probably next week it's just going to be another Sunday stream. So I will, I guess, see you in a week, and hopefully by that time I'll have my shit together and have a little bit more to share and see you guys a little bit more often. With that, we'll jump over to Board and Bite and see how that goes. See if we can make some new friends. See you guys next time.